I just wanted to make a quick video on 5 things that I use to continue to chase success and to continue to change my life. So I know that that's something that I've struggled with, I still struggle with, and I know that changing your life and chasing your success is going to be very tough, because there's so many distractions in the world. I mean, look at Instagram. You can waste hours on Instagram, and you got to remember that's your life. You only get a certain amount of hours on this earth, and life isn't even guaranteed. I mean, I'm in Thailand right now. I could go outside walking and get hit by a tuk-tuk or something. I don't know. Like, life is not guaranteed necessarily. So I try to keep that in mind, not to scare me or be depressed or anything, but I try to keep that in mind because I don't want to waste time on Instagram or things like that. I want to use my time wisely because I don't know how much time I have here. And realistically, you guys don't either, right? Nobody knows, I'm going to die when I'm 82.3. No, you don't know. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen today. It could happen 20 years from now, right? Hopefully, if you guys, whoever's watching is like a younger person, hopefully it's way in the future. But my point is you don't know. So try to keep that in mind. Again, not to scare you, but to remind you of what you really are here to do on earth, right? Because do you want to just sit and scroll on Instagram or go out and drink all the time every night with your buddies? Like, is that really what you want to do when it's all said and done? Probably not. So try to keep that in mind. And this video is geared towards, like I was saying earlier, chasing success, right? And I guess kind of like a disclaimer before getting into everything is that my version of success and your version of success are going to be very different. If somebody wants to become a teacher and they, become that teacher, they're successful because they had a dream or a goal and they did the proper steps to achieve that, and they did. That's success. So don't necessarily think success, when I say it, don't necessarily think that I'm talking in terms of money or how many things you have. That's not what I mean. I mean, you have a goal / dream and you achieve that. That is success. So even the process, even if you make a step towards that dream or that goal, that's still success because you're a step closer in that direction. So you got to appreciate the little wins too. It's not just the end goal. It's the little things along the way. So I guess the first kind of topic is about mindset. And so one of my favorite quotes is, "I think, therefore I am." And basically my interpretation of that is anything that you are, you're thinking about, whether it's conscious or subconscious, right? So if you think you're a loser, then you're probably going to behave and live like a loser, right? Or that's kind of a negative example, but if you think positively about yourself and positive about the world around you, then you're going to see a lot more positive things happening, right? So I always say, like, in this world, I mean, especially nowadays with current events and everything, you can choose to focus on the bad and be like, oh, look at how bad life is, look at how bad the world is. But if you choose to see the good, you can see a lot of good in this world too, right? There is that constant duality of good and evil, but it kind of depends on what lenses you want to wear. Do you want to wear the positive lenses and try to take all the joy and just only see the positive, or do you want to focus on the negative and let that kind of affect your mood or whatever, right? And so I think that's really important, is just thinking about what you want to be, who you want to become, in a positive way, of course. And that kind of leads into the next one about mindset, is just never limiting yourself. Point is just never limit yourself. Don't say I can't do something. Never say that. Right? I don't like when people do that because they're instantly setting this like roadblock in their mind. I can't do this. I can't do something. Right? Like another quote kind of along the same lines of limiting yourself or not doing it is, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So if you say I can't do something, hey, you're right. But if you say I can do something, you're right. So again, kind of staying on that positive mindset is just never say you can't do something and never limit yourself to what you can or can't do. And so number two of, changing your life is understanding that mistakes are normal. You're gonna make mistakes, you're going to fail, and it's how you react to that failure that defines, who you are and how successful you can become. Nobody, no, highly successful business people out there are gonna tell you that they've never failed. I've talked to many entrepreneurs in my day, and I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, and like one of my friends, he had, I think, 4 or 5 failed, businesses that he launched before he had his first successful one and then his second successful one, right? But if he just tried to launch a business one time and it failed, and he just gave up, he's like, oh, I can't, I tried and I failed, right? Then all of that was for nothing. But he took the lessons that he learned from the failure and changed, some tactics and changed his business practices and stuff like that. And he's doing very good for himself now. So it's learning how to handle your mistakes, how to learn from your mistakes, and understanding that is normal. Everybody makes mistakes, and that's totally fine. And so don't beat yourself up too much about it. Just keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and as long as you're learning from your mistakes, then that's okay. Number 3 is trying new things. So for me, I was kind of sad and stuff, and what I did was I started training martial arts, and that is what had me, that's how I met my friends now. I would say probably 80 or 90% of my current friends are through martial arts in one way or another, and that's how I'm doing the job that I'm doing right now, is meeting people through martial arts. And that's how I'm able to travel the world and see all these beautiful countries and places, is because of martial arts. So I'm not gonna tell you guys that you have to train martial arts to change your life. That's not it. I guess I would recommend it just because I've had great success with it personally. But the main idea is just trying new things, being uncomfortable, right? Trying new things and being uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, that's where growth happens. It truly is. And I know it sucks because nobody likes to be uncomfortable, right? Hence the word, it's uncomfortable, not comfortable. But that is where the true growth happens, because you rise to the occasion. I like to look at it, as like when people say set the bar, when you're uncomfortable, the bar raises up a little bit, right? And eventually you rise to the bar, and you can keep doing that and keep climbing up and getting better and better. But there is that middle stage here where it's uncomfortable to get there, and that's okay. Understanding that's normal, and that's required if you want to achieve your dreams or your goals, whatever they are, right? And my last thing is understanding that you'll never get change if you don't change yourself. So and these are all obviously related to each other, because you have to kind of use all of these, but a lot of these are related to your mental, right? Mentally, you have to be willing to change yourself. The current version of yourself, if you're not happy with that, then why not change that, right? But you have to change your environment, your surroundings. Sometimes you have to change your friends that you're with. And ultimately, you have to change yourself too. And so sometimes that can be a tough pill to swallow, because we get comfortable with who we are, we get comfortable with our daily routine, we get comfy. But that's not where growth happens. That's not where, dreams happen, right? You talk to any successful athlete or entrepreneur, whatever it is, and they're gonna tell you how many days that they sat and grinded for and worked super hard, and it was uncomfortable and it sucked and it was this. But look at them now, right? So I'm 21. A lot of people around my age are not really doing much of anything, for one, and then for two, they're in school or they're partying or both or whatever, and I think a lot of people underestimate how much time they truly have, and it's really not a lot. time starts flying by. So you got to make the most of every day and remember not to waste it, because again, you could die today, you could die tomorrow, you could die 30 years from now, but you don't know. That's the point. So you have to make every single day count. Do what you love, because when it's all said and done, I'd rather be broke chasing my dreams than be making a living, doing something I hate, honestly. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when I'm on my deathbed, why would I want to be like, oh man, I did that horrible job for 30 years, I hated it, and I just did it just to make it by, just to make a living. Maybe that's okay for some people if that's what they want, but for me, I'd rather be homeless chasing my dreams than doing some crappy job that I hate. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I hope that at least one person found any type of benefit from this. That'd be awesome. I mean, that's kind of why I did it. That, and I am kind of bored being alone in Thailand. So yeah, I'm gonna make some more like videos of just kind of my stay here in Thailand, just because I am staying here for so long. So I'm gonna be doing Muay Thai. I'm gonna be going out to like some beaches and stuff. So the content is going to be a little all over the place, I guess, a little random, but yeah, as long as one person got any type of value out of this, then this video was worth it to me, and then this video is success, to me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll keep you guys updated.